war,
education,
finance,
science.
religion. There are many issues, questions, and problems that the world's smartest scholars ponder every single day. But where do you go if you have first world problems?
Welcome to First World Answers. I'm Mike Goodpastor. This is Keith Evans, and we have the answers to all your first world problems.
Right, we do.
Today, we're going to ask the question, what is the lamest, most popular hairstyle? I mean, I'm an expert at this, obviously.
I mean, you haven't had
I was born this
bad
way.
popular
I
hairstyles.
was born this way.
More so than you just had hair problems. that's...
I had a really, really big part in my hair.
Did you? Oh, that's called balding.
I was just too tall for my hair.
Ah, understandable.
Yes.
Obviously the mullet comes to mind.
The mullet is pretty horrible.
I feel like the mullet is a necessary part of our society to divide so we can visually know.
Yeah, it's
who's
it's the measuring stick of humanity.
It's the scarlet letter of hillbillies. I don't know.
Jerry curl was pretty.
Jerry curl. I was just about to say, because then we're getting into different cultures, or
There's the one that was pretty common though for a while in like the 80s and 90s, where black people or white people would have a single little ponytail. They'd have normal hair. It wouldn't even be a mullet, but it would have be a little ponytail. Yeah. But black people, I would always have a poof.
Yeah, we had a poofy one. I had a poofy one when I was a kid. And then if you get it big enough, then you could braid it.
Yeah.
And then make it long. Where white people just had a long one.
I think that's just the.
That's like a rat's tail.
I think that was the black mullet.
Was that the black? But white people did it too, though. Black people have never been able to pull off a mullet. Name one black person you know who's had a mullet.
Cowboy Curtis from the Pee Wee Herman Show.
He didn't. Oh, he did. Well, he did. You don't know because he had a hat on.
I'm just gonna. If you're wearing a cowboy hat and you have long hair in the back, odds are it's short up front.
Odds are, if you're Morpheus from the Matrix, then you probably had a black mullet, because
a bullet.
Morpheus, being as wise as he is, has experienced every facet of life, including the mullet.
Yeah, was that even real or just a simulation?
You don't know. It's a glitch in the system. That's what
the
mullet is a glitch in the system.
What about the current craze of people cutting their hair short on the side and having almost like a pompadour? It's like the Bruno Mars type of look that everybody seems to be going for now.
Yeah.
The Macklemore.
That sucks. But I mean, then
looks like the bad guy from Doug, the Roger from Doug has.
Does that suck as much as the faux hawk?
It is the new faux hawk.
Yeah.
But actually, I think the beard is the new faux hawk.
Yeah. True.
Because hipster kids, as much as they like eating gluten free, they're all chubby and pudgy and pasty, and it covers up
gluten.
When you have a beard, you can cover up the fat face. And,
True.
And I think a lot of people who wear plaid shirts really have fat faces.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, speaking of, you brought up Jerry curl.
Yeah.
Okay. Black people and urban white people, you will understand this. Do you remember what's it called? Fuck, I can't even remember it now. Finger waves. Finger waves. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing about finger waves that I hated so much. If you don't know what finger waves are basically like this over super processed, okay, so black people would take their hair. Now it could be women or men, obviously. When women did it though, it wasn't as notable, I guess, than when dudes started doing it.
Yeah.
And it's basically you perm your hair out, or not perm it out, but press it out, whatever, whiten it up.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of chemicals and gel, and then it's kind of like a wavy design that's in your hair. But what's weird is I remember when I was in high school, This is not the high school I went to. This is just the year I graduated. But I didn't go to Roosevelt. I went to West.
Did it say 86?
No, it says 96. So anyway,
He borrowed that from a young person.
I beat up a freshman when I was 35 and took this shirt. um, no,
Cheaper,
but
much money.
these finger waves, the thing about it is, it's basically a girl's hairstyle that thugs would wear. Like, thugs would wear them and be hard, like packing guns and have finger waves.
Can I ask a question that I'm sure people watching might have too?
What?
What is with black women having different shapes in their hair? It almost looks like dinosaurs.
Geometric shapes? Like, just kind of like a lot of...
Like, the
I don't know. I mean...
different, like, layers and shapes and curls and stuff.
I don't know why. I guess it was just, just a wild... If you ever get a chance, just watch. If you, for some reason, find yourself even slightly interested in the history of
Chris
black
Rock's
hairstyles, Chris
Good hair,
Rock's good hair is what it's called. And not so much just to get, but just there's a portion of it that, like, when they have they have, like, it's still a thing now every year. It's like the hair convention or something like that. Like, it's like huge in Atlanta, I think. I don't know, and it's just all kind of craziness going on. It's just, and I get it, like, somehow they've convinced themselves they're an art form, but I think it's as much of an art form as...
I'd feel you'd be disrespectful if I went up to a woman who had one of those hairstyles and said, "What are you thinking?" That's why I'm asking you.
But I'm not even a woman.
Yeah.
I've only had a few bad hairstyles. There's a picture of me on Facebook that I gladly post often. One of my friends made it an album cover for an instrumental album he came out with. Yeah, the Gumby. The Gumby. That was a fun. And then now the basic high top fade and parts and shit is coming back. Weirdly enough now.
Basketball players. People like shave the little like lines in the side. That always bothered me too.
I hate dreads, and here's why I hate dreads. Number one, I hate dreads for the fact that it's one of the few hairstyles that also is supposed to have some deep religious, spiritual thing. Yeah, like it's... Well, I mean, if you think about, like, the not Jamaicans, like Haitians, like, whatever. Like, their dreads, like a meat, like
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley's dreads meant something to him.
Oh.
And it's just like, oh, I want to get my hair as dirty as possible, and it means something to me. Like, no, I know what my answer is right now. White girl dreads.
Oh.
White girl dreads is the lamest.
One even higher. White girl cornrows.
Ooh.
Ugh. Cornrows in general.
But at least cornrows, you have it, and then you could get rid of it. Dreads, you can't. I mean,
you can get rid of dreads.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to cut your hair. Then now you're like Sinead O'Connor. Now you're fucked. Like, you gotta wait, and then we gotta listen to you bitch about it on Facebook.
I think
for like years until your hair
get rid
grows
of
back.
dreads though, because we can just untangle.
No, like, you guys, for white people to get dreads, you have to put all this shit in your hair that makes your hair all kinked up and shit in order to do it, and it takes a while. Like, you have to cut that shit out.
I think you can get away with just doing braids though. Like, it's kind of like a braid dread for white people.
Juggalo braids.
Kinda.
Juggalo braids.
Is that the answer? Just juggalo braids?
Just juggalo braids. Anything. For now on, any of our answers.
When people, I'm not sure. When white people would shave their heads or cut a buzz cut and just keep one or two dreads in front.
Ooh.
And that was popular in the 90s. I know even CM Punk did that for a while, the pro wrestler.
Yeah, did he?
And friends, I'll even say friends I had would have that hairstyle. And that was pretty atrocious.
I was going to mention the whole, like, whole emo style of, like,
the Hitler?
Like Panic at
the
Disco
Hitler?
and shit like that. A lot of that almost has roots in the whole geometric black girl.
Yeah.
like a lot of that is too.
It's part urban, part Hitler.
Yeah.
Urban Hitler.
Urban Hitler.
It still goes back to the mullet, though. If I see a mullet to this day, I automatically think lower
Yeah,
person.
it's just you're judged automatically, and you deserve to be.
At least the other ones are creative. They're trying to do something different. I mean, it might be a bad idea. It might just be a young person being dumb, or a person just having a bad idea. But the mullet, you should know better.
What about the Jufro?
That's just unkempt hair.
Just unkempt. Or here's one that I hate a lot too. The thing white people do it. It's just a white people thing. It's fine. It's not a big deal. There's some things that are your thing, some things that are our thing. White people things. some getting political. Some things. What you do with like hairspray, where you make it look like you just woke up with your hair like that, but you've really taken 2 hours to make your hair look like that.
I think that's jealous.
Huh?
You're being jealous.
Jealous of what? You take 2 hours to try to fool people to believe that you woke up that way.
Well, then you guys, you guys, and now we're sound like we're attacking each other. But then, like, the one thing about black people, I always notice, like, when they get new hairstyle, what's the whole thing when they like start patting their finger, like start tapping their heads?
Listen, like, if we keep talking like this to each other, you're gonna get a job on Fox. I'm gonna get a job on. I don't know.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
I think we should just agree on the mullet.
The mullet. Yeah, the mullet is always going to be the traditional.
The juggalo antlers.
The traditional.
I think the mullet.
Yeah. I was thinking of the wraparound thing, too. Like when people go bald and they have the wraparound thing. But I don't think that's less of a style and just more of a thing you have to do. Because you don't want to let go of that. So even though you lost that, so it's the skullet. Yeah. Any ullets. Any ullets. So yeah. And then I guess the black version of this would be everything else that isn't just a regular haircut. That's how I look at it. Dreads? No.
Cornrows with dreads. I think that's like the black mullet.
Has anybody with a mullet cornrow their hair?
Kenny Powers did.
Ooh, Kenny Powers did do it. But he looked like a badass.
Kenny Powers knew anything to be a badass.
Yeah, for sure.
So, mullet.
Yeah, mullet. Get rid of those mullets.
No more party in the back.
No more business in the front. It's either all business or all party. You can't have both.
I have nothing.